This is a 4x4 air seals video and a continuation of showing you how to fit the air dryer filtration. The next process is to fit the O-rings on the exhaust valve and the exhaust valve solenoid, electrical solenoid. So what you need is some large pliers, and basically this cover, it just basically turns quarter of a turn and then comes off, and there's a spring behind it. Some Amk units have a screw-in cover like so, so you can actually get some pliers and you can actually unscrew this, but it's exactly the same design inside. The solenoid is the same, it's just that this screws off and this type sort of turns quarter of a turn and comes off that way. So if we get our pliers and we turn this quarter of a turn, just keep your thumb on it like so, and just be careful you don't lose the spring. So the spring locates like so, and as you can see, inside is the exhaust valve. So you get some long nose pliers and you pull out the exhaust valve. Next thing to do is to get a scriber, and then you can remove the two O-rings like so, and the little tiny O-ring, it's a little bit fiddly. You have to watch you don't stab your fingers with the scriber. Right, so what I like to do is to clean all this old white grease off, because it's quite slimy and it adds resistance. So if you can clean this, the two grooves, so that they are spotless, then that would be good. Then you take your two O-rings from the exhaust valve O-ring bag, and basically you get some silicone grease and you just coat the O-ring with a slight smear and place that over like so. Then you get your remaining O-ring, slight smear of silicone grease, and you place that over this. Just put this on the bench, and that is now located. So make sure you just got a coating of silicone grease, which we supply in the kit. And the next step is to make sure the bore's clean inside here with no remnants of the white grease. And basically it's just fitting that in reverse order. At this stage, while you're doing the solenoid as well, you can leave this sort of, don't fit this back in at the moment. The next stage is to remove the exhaust solenoid, electrical solenoid. It's a T25 Torx bit. And then you just basically dislodge the solenoid. Should come out like so. Now there's three O-rings on the solenoid. There's one that goes round this diameter, there's one that goes round that diameter, and there's a small one. Now sometimes they stay inside, so you need to get your scriber and take out the larger O-ring, and there's one in the centre, which you remove that one also. Now it's a good idea that you identify that when you shine a torch down this chamber, there's two little ports. Now if these ports become blocked up with white grease, then it will cause the air dryer to vent slowly. So get an air line and blow these ports out clear, so that there's no remnants of white grease in there. So that's a good process to do, because it does affect venting. So the next step is to get the O-rings, to remove the O-rings from your solenoid, electrical solenoid. What you can do also is this electrical solenoid, the centre, you can actually put some electrical contact cleaner, because there's just a little plunger that moves backwards and forwards, and it seals a port up basically. So when you instruct the vehicle to go down on the air suspension, this little solenoid opens up and allows a little bit more air pressure inside here, and it moves the exhaust valve back to let the air come out. So if you've any grease in these ports, it will cause it to vent slowly. So getting back to the kit parts, the first O-ring you need to fit is this one, which goes over this solenoid centre. You can always put a little bit of silicone grease on. The next one is the smaller O-ring that goes on the end. Again, put some little silicone grease on that. and the final O-ring is the one that seals the solenoid cover. So now you can now refit both the solenoid and the exhaust valve itself in reverse order. So basically that just goes in like so, and it just basically slots in. Refit your Torx screws, your T25 Torx screws, just put those in like so. And just tighten them down evenly. That's the exhaust valve refitted, and now it's the exhaust valve itself. So basically you just push that back in and it should just slide in nicely. And fit the retaining cover and spring. So that goes in like so, and then the cover goes back in. You just basically turn that quarter of a turn. And that's the exhaust valve fitted back in, and the electrical solenoid and the air dryer filtration. So I hope you found this useful. If you need any more parts for AMK, we're constantly developing parts and videos and repair processes. So keep checking on the website. If any technical inquiries, please send us an email to airsealsuk@aol.com, and we'll catch up with you next time. Thank you.